Hello everyone. All right, I'm gonna fluff this. We're gonna start with a pine wreath base. We're gonna be doing some 10-inch mesh. We're gonna do some ruffles and we're gonna do a little bit of poofing. So I'm gonna use the 10-inch mesh to make some poofs. I don't want them to be huge poofs because we're gonna put some ruffles in also. But I need to fluff this out just a little bit. Kind of get things where they're going so that I can tie stuff in. We're just going around the wreath base. Some of these are tied around or something. It's weird. It's like the machine ate that part. This pine wreath base came from Michael's when they had their big sale after Christmas is over. I buy quite a few of them because I like to use them all year long. I'm going to go ahead and start with this tan color. I'm going to drop it on the floor. We're going to kind of start on the outside. So I'm just going to tie a piece in. And I'm not going to really worry about size-wise. We're just going to go around the top. And then we're going to go back around the bottom, and then we're going to go around the top. Finding somewhere. Sometimes it's hard to find two ties. Okay, I'm just kind of looking at the other side and seeing if they're even. Make a little one and come right back into that tinsel tie that I started with. Twist that back in and I can come cut that off. So I'm going to take another loop and go up to the top. Alright, so I'm going to go back in first one. That I tied to. Okay, let's see how many of these we can get, and I'm just going to pull them up and cut them across. Let me see how long these are going to be. About 15 inches. I just went ahead and cut the whole row, so let me see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 of them. I don't know if we'll use all of them. But let me show y'all. We had a request for the ruffle technique. So I'm just going to lay it down the way that it wants to curl, the opposite way. And then I'm just going to scrunch up the center. Okay, and that's going to give me a little ruffle. See that? And I'm just going to stick them in here and there. This one's going to be a lemon theme. Got a lemon tree sign. So excited because it's going to be pretty cute. I'm going in every other one. And I like these when I'm using the ruffle because it's got a line that you can follow. So it's pretty consistent. Just find kind of the center line. This is the sign we're going to be using, and it's going to be so very cute. I'm so excited to use that sign. Again, we're just going in every other tie. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and ruffle this one up, and we're going to stick it on a pipe cleaner. And I'm going to stick it right in here. Just going to wrap it around the frame. maybe. That way it kind of makes it even. You can go back in and see if you want to stuff yours anywhere else. Feel like you need another one. I skipped something here, so I'm going to put this last one in. And I'm just going to stick in this one. It's like I missed one for some reason. I skipped one. Alright, but that kind of fills it all in. Alright, let's go ahead and stick our sign on. Actually, let's go ahead and put our tails, because I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen with our placement. So I had 9 of those, so I'm going to do 9 of each color, and I'm going to do them 14 inches, and I don't know if I'm going to have enough for a bow, so we're just going to use our tails. Then I'm going to add in some lemons, and if we have some left over, we will do a bow. But this is just a leftover that I have. I may even take a bow off of one that I already made. I put 2 bows on it. It doesn't necessarily need 2 bows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, and we're going to just have enough for 9. So I may take that bow off the other one. I'm not going to do that now because I think it's at my shop, but just know that you can add a bow, especially if you buy these brand new, then you still have plenty to do a bow. I'm going to cut that off. 2, 3, 4, 5, and I don't have enough. Okay, so I'm going to bring in this other, since I got 5 of them, I'm going to need some other color to go with it. So I thought that I would bring this into the bow also, and I didn't have it in the picture. This came from Craft Outlet, and it was number Q501809-517. So I'm just going to do 4 of these. I'm going to start with it straight. I've got 5 of these. So we're going to be trading places every other one, and bring in the white. Okay, so I've got 4, and 5 of those makes 9. Let's bring this color out. I love this wrap ribbon. I need 2 more. And I have some left over in that one. Let's go ahead and cut this polka dot ribbon. dovetail the ends. So for you new people, I'm just gonna stick it together, fold it over. Where it folds, I'm gonna hold it in my hand, and then I'm gonna cut at a triangle, and that's gonna be our dovetail. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and usually you can get 2 or 3 pieces together. Only 2 if the ribbon is really thick. These colors remind me of bumblebees, so we might even put some bumblebees in our lemon garden. So remember, I tell you, when you're making something, try to think of the story, think about the lemons in the garden, what's around it, and that'll help you bring stuff in. I'm gonna fold my last one in half, cut it. Fold in half. I want to personally thank all of you new members. I'm so glad to have you in the group. Thank you so much for joining us. There's lots of tutorials that you can go look at. We usually have 1 or 2, usually I try to do 2 tutorials a week. I really want to do lives, but my internet doesn't work very well, so it just comes in and out, and that's really frustrating. So a lot of times I'll just pre-record our videos, which isn't as much fun, but you can always leave a comment or a question in the video, and I will get back with you. Show me your pretties as you make them. I love to see what you're doing, what you're creating, especially if you use one of our recipes or a design. I love to see what you're learning. They do have a better way to do this ribbon where you can wrap them around at 14 inches. There's some people that have made wooden. You can cut you a piece of wood that's 14 inches and just go paint it really good, sand it, and then just go around it and around it for, you know, how many times you need a piece. So 4.5 times if you needed 9. Then you can cut them off of it. I need to have my son make me some. But sometimes I use this for therapy. I just cut and think. How cute would a kid's bedroom be with these colors, since lemons are such a big in thing? Not a young child, just an older, or even an adult one. Try not to get your fingers poked with those little bitty wires. Okay, I'm gonna put that with that, and I'm gonna have those with that, and I'm gonna have these. So I'm gonna do every other one. So I get my ribbons together on each side. That way I don't get them confused. And I'm gonna start with, let's start with this. So I'm gonna do a yellow. Since this is black plaid, I'm gonna fold it in half, scrunch it in the center, and then I'm just going to stick it in the one that doesn't have the black. So this is black and white, so I thought I'd do the opposite. And then I'll put the yellow in with the black and white. So I'm just sticking it down inside the twist tie. I'm going to go with the opposite one every other time because I need to get that tan in there too. So I'm going to do tan and yellow this time. Find it in the center. Fold it in half, scrunch in the middle, and stick it inside my tie. After we finish doing the tails, we'll go ahead and get our sign ready. I'm going to see what happens right here. I may put a bow right here because this is the tie that we put in. Didn't really have a home. So I may have to come back with a pipe cleaner and attach one there, but let's see what it needs. I don't want to, I may put a bow right here or the sign. So we may put the sign in this area and then I won't have to worry about that little bit of hole. So let's go ahead and do everything else. I'm going to start with this one down here. Now we're going, we did the inside, now we're going to the bottom. Okay, I'm going to do a black, the yellow, and these I'm just V'ing down. I'm not, these I'd crisscrossed at the top, and then the bottom I'm just making a V. black and yellow. And I cut way more than I needed. I probably could have had, I probably still don't have enough for bows. But I could probably use them in something else. Make a little funky bow for something. So I'm gonna stick those to the side. Let's get our sign. Let me move this out of the way. So, let me see. I think I'm going to do 2 corners. Sign's probably not even going to show. You can also, if you wanted to, if your sign was going to show on the back, cover it up with one of your cards. Just glue a card here so that if they ever wanted to call you and reorder, you would have it on the back of your sign. But I don't think this one's going to show, so it's probably not going to matter anyway. See what happens. So where I had this extra piece, that's where I'm going to stick the sign. I'm going to do it off to the side. And I'm going to do one attachment right here. Pull all of your ribbons down. I'm going to bring up to the top, and I'm probably going to stick it right around here behind this bow. Let's stick it right in the center so I can bring those ribbon tails around. I'm not going to cut anything off because I don't know if I like the sign placement or not until I hold it up and look around. So I've got ties there, some bows coming out. gonna go ahead and stick another ribbon right here. I know that they're gonna be the same, but I feel like you won't be able to notice it whenever it's done. So let's do one of these and one of these. Let's do the tan. I have one tinsel tie right here that needs something in it. That's good. Okay, loving it. Okay, now I have these flowers. I thought I could bring in the orange. I thought about putting this orange with it, maybe in a few ties. I've got some of these. I'm going to use a few cuttings off of this. So let's go ahead and take off. This is a, you know how much I like to have garland. This came from Kirkland's. And they were having a 50% off sale that day. So I need to cut off one of these. And I'm going to cut off 3 of these. So I'm going to cut, that's going to be one. This is going to be another one. And then this is going to be another one. So 3. You can fluff the leaves out. Shake hands with all your pieces. Okay, so we can start down here with one piece. And I'm going to do this in 3 areas, 3 different, kind of like a triangle. So whatever I do over there, I'm going to come down over here. Let me get my pieces out. Okay, so I'm going to have one right there, and then I'm going to have one down here. And I'm going to have it going in the same direction, the way that it goes. And let's go ahead and get those zip tied in. I'm going to stick them down inside. Grab me a couple of zip ties. And I'm going to zip tie this to the frame. So I'm just finding somewhere that it will stick around the frame. Okay, I like to go ahead and put 2 pieces in. Just in case one fails, I've got a backup plan. So I'm going to get this one down in there also. And I'm going to get this one as close up to the top as I can. Cut those off. All right, now I'm going to fluff this, bring my lemon up if I need to, bring some of these around. Good thing about wires is you can move them. So that's one. Let's go ahead and stick this one in over here. Same kind of thing. Find the frame. I'm going to go up through this side this time. Come down. Okay, I'm going to find This one's a little bit longer, so I need to go down. So I'm looking to find out where I want one kind of at the top and one close to the bottom. Okay. It's kind of like we have lemon trees growing out of it. Now I'm going to stick this one towards the top. I'm going to keep it going since this one's coming this way. We're just going to go with the frame. I'm going to stick this one kind of at the top of the sign. I've got to grab me a couple more zip ties. I'm going to come through the bottom. Two places again, and I know you guys can't really see this, but let me see if I can show you. So I'm just zip tying. This is the stem. I'm zip tying it around twice. Here I've got 2 times, and then here I've got 2 times also. And then I'm just cutting them off. This is from the sign, so I can poke these back in. Once I know that I like the sign where it's at, I just take these and wrap it around. Okay. All right. So I've got some limbs going on there. Turn your leaves around where they're pretty. The pretty sides are up. So 3 lemon leaves. And this is what we have. So we've got a lemon up here, lemon there, and lemon there. So we've got our triangle going on. Okay, now that we did that, I don't know if I'm gonna like this orange stuff, but I really kind of wanted to see what it looked like. So I'm just gonna make a few bows out of this. We may not use very many, but let's just kind of play it by ear, and then we'll come back in and stick these other flowers kind of sporadically. Okay, so with these, just drop them on the floor. I grab about 10 inches, make a loop. Once I make a loop, it tells me the length of each other loop, so I just go ahead and you can make 2 loops, 3 loops. You get to be in charge of how many. I like to make 2, at least 2. I'm going to undo this tie, stick this down inside there, and that's going to kind of give it just a little bit of color. Let's make another one. 10-inch loop, loop again, loop again, loop again, cut. Okay, since I've got one here, I want to come down here. So I'm just gonna do it there, and that gives me a triangle. Now I can come back in and do another triangle, and I'm gonna do one right here. So I'm gonna do 10 inches. And you could, if you wanted to, go in every other tie all the way around. It's kind of up to you. I'm going to have to undo this so I have something to attach it to. Just go ahead and pull them forward. Pull your ribbon forward too. Let me see if I can hold you guys up a little bit. So we've got orange, orange, orange. You see? Now if we wanted to, we could come and do something. I could do something down here. If I wanted to. Let me cut this off. If they make a little funny deal, I like to cut it off because I like mine to be kind of straight. And I kind of like the orange. And the reason why I'm using the orange is because if you saw the flowers, there's also an orange in the flowers. So I really wanted to kind of play off that. I'm going to undo this one. Sorry. Because I have a thought process. I'm going to put some flowers in this area because I've got leaves over here and I don't want the flowers to get lost. So I'm going to go ahead and make this one for right in this area because it'll just be flowing outside of the leaves. And that one was longer. It's hard to redo these once you've done them. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one down inside. And they're just going to kind of stick out. You're not really going to see them. And that's okay. They're just going to be a hint of that orange color. Okay. So look, I'm going to do a flower there. I can bring one down in this area since I've got right here. I'm going to make another triangle with this orange color. So you're just looking for ways that you can make triangles. Okay, fluff your bow. Make sure you pull those out. Okay, now I can do a triangle down. I'm going to do this other triangle, last one, behind this other green because you can't really see flowers if I put there. So this stuff is cheaper than putting a flower, but it still adds some color. So I feel like so here, what we have. We just have some hints of orange, and then you think, why did you put that orange in there? Well, because now we have these colors. So we're going to put these together. We can put a few together. We can take them apart. I'm going to cut off the whole bush. And I may have to make a couple of groupings. Take the tag off. I also have these that were from another project, and I feel like I can cut some of these off. So it's going to give me, cut this big piece off and make that other one small. That's going to give me 4 of those. So let's see if we can make 4 groupings. I really like that white with that. Since I'm not going to put 2 of these together, I could just make this pretty. piece. And fluff some things up. I'm gonna zip tie it together. I'm just going to kind of stick these in because I'm not sure exactly where I want to put them. But I think I want to put an orange. I'm going to lower them. And then I'm going to grab one of these. Since I've got two on these, I'm just going to make them just like that. I can bend one and bend the other. Zip tie them. So I'm going to make two little groupings. And I'm only going to come up with 4 of them. I wish I had some little baby zip ties. And I do. So the thinner zip ties seem to tighten better. I say that, they didn't tighten very well. Okay, so I got a big one and I got a baby one. And this is going to go right there. Take the tag off of this one. All right, I'm going to stick this white one right here. And I'm probably going to have to glue that in. I like it by the lemon. So we've got a white over there, an orange over there. I'm going to come down here and stick me another orange. So I'm going to do orange at the top, yellow at the bottom. Make me a grouping. Stick this one down here. So I've got one over there, one over there. Now I'm gonna have to do something white over on this side. So I'm balancing it out, and I want to put one there though. Okay, so I'm gonna balance here, and I'm gonna balance over in this area. So bring me this color up. White in the center. I usually like to work with odd numbers, but today we're doing some 4s, and that's okay. So this is going up this way. This probably should come down this way, down this way. So I'm going to make that one go up that way. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to open up the tinsel tie and tighten it in there where the bow is. Okay. And then we can also glue it in to place. Same with this one. Just gonna open that tinsel tie. You can stick that stem down into the part. Do you see we've got orange, orange, and I wish I had one more orange at the top, but it's okay. I'm going to stick this in this way and tie this tinsel. We'll glue it into place. Okay, going to do the same with this. We're going to open up the tie, stick this down inside. We can pull up our ribbon. So let me see, this has got a little bit of activity going on up here that I don't like. I think it's because it has this extra piece right here. It was the beginning. That way you can kind of twist things. You get to be in charge. So I want it to follow the flow. I didn't want it sticking up and out so crazy. Okay, so that's going to be our simple lemon wreath with our lemons. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye. Have a good night.